guys, it's Lucy and Kelly here and welcome back to our channel. Today we are celebrating Pride.
That's right, today we are talking about love is love and we are celebrating love in all its beautiful, wonderful and amazing forms, and we are celebrating people in all their beautiful, wonderful and amazing forms. And for doing that, we are going to be making some Pride bark that we saw on Pinterest and thought was incredibly cute. So we thought we could kind of do that while chatting to you today about some of our absolute favourite reads, our favourite books that happen to be queer literature, which I'm super excited about. So we currently have, Kelly.
Okay,
you do the measurement.
We currently have, for the Pride bark, we currently have 300 grams of white chocolate over here, which I'm going to check.
So we've got that melting on the stove. And so today we are doing a rainbow bark. So obviously that's the flag that we tend to see everywhere during Pride Month. And it's probably one of the most common ones you will see. But I will say there are so many wonderful flags out there. There are so many different labels and different incredible, beautiful people. So you can go on Pinterest, you can go on Instagram, you can Google it, you can read wonderful books and learn about these different flags. Learn about the genderqueer flags, the transgender flags, the bisexual flags, the non-binary and pansexual, just to name a few. So please go and do that. Today I have the, I don't know which order I'm looking at them, sorry, but I have pink, purple and blue. So I have the bisexual flag just for representation today on my fingers. And if you want to learn more about Pride history, I picked up this book that is The Little Book of Pride, and it talks about the first Pride parades, the riots and fighting for LGBTQ rights, why it's so important. The wonderful people like Marsha P. Johnson that came before us and like set the ball rolling for standing up for LGBTQ people. So it's a great little book and I highly recommend it if you want to learn more about Pride and why we celebrate it.
We're looking good, guys. Chocolate is like melted chocolate, just looks so like Okay, and with our rainbow flag, we are going to do, we have colourful M&Ms here in this bowl. M&Ms. We have some, what do you call them? Fizzy multicoloured belts.
Fizzy
so
stuff.
like, I know we like some
Like a little
sour
rainbow
things.
belt.
Yeah.
I do have some Sour Patch Kids
I don't know.
that I thought would be good to add because I keep eating them all, so it'd be kind of cute to put in here.
And then we have lots of sprinkles. So
Of every
colourful
kind.
sprinkles, gold sprinkles, glittery sprinkles. So yeah, we're just going to have a bit of fun because as soon as we saw it on Pinterest, we were just like, that looks amazing.
Yay!
So yeah, but chocolate's nearly ready, so I'm going to get that while Lucy.
Okay, I'll talk
starts
about, like, I have so many books that I absolutely love, and I've got, there's a really cool place called Queerlit UK, and it's like an online bookshop, and it's amazing if you're looking for queer books and queer reads, and it's just got them all in one beautiful, wonderful place. And so I have ordered a bunch of books from there, and I can't wait for them to arrive. But recently, okay, which was the last one I read? Okay. This review has just gone up on our blog, theblossomtwins.com, and it's Cool for the Summer by Dahlia Adler. And this is by positivity. It's being comfortable with not having a label and just kind of figuring yourself out and questioning things, but also such a wonderful representation of loving who you love. And I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, so I highly recommend this one. It's just a wonderful summer read, and yeah, so I'm sorry, Kelly's back distracting me, but definitely pick this one up. It's beautiful.
Right. I'm just showing you like if you can see it. I don't know if I'll be able to because it's too hot. It's like so creamy.
That's all right. So that goes straight on there.
So this, I'm going to let it cool for a second while we can talk about another book, because then we're going to pour it on the parchment paper and then we can stick things on it and make it colourful. I wonder if it needs to cool first.
You know what, we're kind of winging it. We saw it and then we're like, okay, we'll figure that out. But quickly, sorry, just back to my book. Laura goes to the Outer Banks, which was really cool because if anybody's seen Outer Banks on Netflix, I'm obsessed with that show. I love it so much and I'm really excited for season 2. So it was really cool for her to go to the Outer Banks with her, and it was like fire pits on the beach and like the parties, and it made me smile. And she meets a girl called Jasmine, and they just create this beautiful friendship. But it's that kind of fluttery love, and it made me super happy to read it. But then she goes back home, and Jasmine ends up coming to her school, but at this school she's got a crush on the football player, and she's had a crush on him forever. And then when things start kind of like moving along with him, it leaves Lara incredibly confused. So it's that kind of teenage love, figuring everything out. And she works in a bookshop, which is super, just it made me smile. So yes, that was just a bit more about that book.
Okay, well I'm mixing it a little bit, but I'm just going to quickly talk about a book we read a while ago now, but it still holds a special place in our hearts because it's Date Me, Bryson Keller by Kevin Van Wy. And we can't wait for his next book to come out because this one had us in stitches. It's utterly gorgeous and romantic and so funny. It like about a boy at school who everybody loves, and he dates a different girl every week, and all anybody gets is 1 week with him. And then
the concept is like incredible. And you like wanted to read it.
It's just incredible, and it's just. But it makes you giggle throughout. But then there's the utter romance of the story and that whole thing of will they, won't they, kind of, and just everybody discovering who they are. And I can't say enough good things about it. So yes, we can't wait for Kevin Van Wy's next book. And this one, Date Me, Bryson Keller, is a definite must read. And he mentioned like Dudley in there as well at one point. So I was like, funny way things work out. So yes. That's a really, really good one.
That was one, that's like, I think all of these pretty much are. That was one that when you're hugging your book at the end.
Didn't you read it straight after me?
Straight after you.
Right, like literally.
And so first, then we picked up, after that one, I think around that time we picked up Only Mostly Devastated by the incredible Sophie Gonzalez. And again, it's that kind of high school teen romance. And it's just funny.
Humour and heart though, because that one there's a lot of very heartfelt, emotional things in there too. And the guy is going through all his family is. But
Ollie was hilarious. I absolutely wanted Ollie as my best friend by the end of this story, and it was romantic. And he goes through a lot as well, doesn't he? And it's like he has a lot of heartbreak and things, but the two of them just find their way with their relationship, and it was gorgeous, and it made me smile. And it made me aware of Sophie Gonzalez. And then the minute that Perfect on Paper came out, I was all over it, and I was super excited. And this one again, it's by Positivity, and they have a group called Queer and Questioning in here too, which just made me smile so big. And so it has like representation across the board, and it's just like a hug in a book for me. It was so cool. So Darcy Phillips has a secret. I'm reading, and she answers advice stuff that comes in, like people put letters in a locker, and she basically answers relationship advice, and nobody knows it's her that's doing it. So you can imagine you're on the edge of your seat kind of feeling like, oh my gosh, you don't want people to find out it's her. And there's reasons for that, because her best friend...
Don't tell me. Because I feel like I need to be...
It's not like, I'm not telling you spoilers.
I know, but I'm like, I haven't read it. And wait, because I feel like I need to pour it, because otherwise I'm just stirring.
Okay, you pour, sorry, I'm just talking about books.
And I don't want it to...
She makes friends, but she doesn't like him with Alexander. But then their relationship and their bond throughout it, as he kind of knows she's the person behind the locker. And no, but that's like in the beginning. And then their friendship. Oh, like it was just, again, I was honestly hugging. There was so many utterly sweet moments of them just being able to be open and honest and be themselves around each other, which just... Again, I'm going to say made my heart happy about.
I need to read this one because when I read Lucy's reviews,
and these
it makes me want to read them too. And
sorry,
I'm like,
these two need to be movies. Please.
There's so many books out there lately that you do just. We're glad places like Netflix are doing a lot of books to movies or finding books that can turn
because
into movies.
Authors are just so brilliant.
Well, they are.
There's
so many good ones. So
sorry, we are making mark. Carry on.
I'm just going.
So you're just pouring it on the paper
and hope for the
try and get like a nice. So it looks like.
I'll spread it out. You know we don't have a spatula.
I know.
Like I had about 5 when we lived in America, and then I come here and I'm like,
no. Well, make sure it feels.
I'm making it.
I make it like a rectangle.
Well, I don't want to make it too thin, but I'm making it. You can
yes, it needs to be quite thick.
You flatten the.
Put some here.
I know it's got to spread. You flatten.
Yeah, no, but it's not. It's quite.
No, I know, but you've got to roll it round. Move the tray. Move the
but I don't want to
tray
make it too thin.
and flatten.
It is pretty much like a rectangle though. Well, I don't want to do it too. Ooh, it smells good. Sorry, I was getting carried away talking about books. Has anybody had like peppermint bark? I realise you can't see this when we stand up. Has anybody had peppermint bark? Because that used to be, when we lived in America, the thing
realised
that you
that
realised
bark.
it was like Christmas time when you suddenly
Yeah.
saw all the bark in the shops, and it was
Pouring
just
water in the bowl so
it was
doesn't
just really cute. Kelly's
set.
never sink again, so it's no easy.
That's where I disappeared to. Okay, so now we've got like our our rectangle, our
Shapes.
white chocolate. We can decorate it, and then I believe we just leave it in a cool place. It's really, really warm here today, so we'll see. We'll leave it in a cool place to set. So we're gonna put. I think you have that half, and I have this half. And then it's kind of like a mixture of rainbow, but we'll see whose is kind of like a fun rainbow of colour.
Alright.
Now I'm debating whether I go full force of the like a unicorn just threw up like the, or I actually really, really think about it. I'm gonna go for thinking about it. Can you cut some more? So we've got these to cut.
That's in my head. A little rainbow thing. Oh, and can I talk about Kira Smith while you're cutting them then?
Okay.
Kira Smith is another fantastic author that I've only just been like, who's been in my radar, thanks to Teresa at Sappho's Library on YouTube, because she recommended the Falling in Love montage, which is just a beautiful book. It's, I feel like I'm just going to keep saying that, but Saoirse, not Saoirse, Saoirse, has been through a breakup, and so she's decided she doesn't want serious relationships. She's not in the mood for any of that. And then she goes to a party and she meets this girl called Ruby. And so at the end of their like discussion and talk and sort of having a conversation at the party, they decide to like embark on this summer of rom-com. So take away everything that's serious and just have fun. So that just made me giddy straight off the bat. But obviously she goes through all the ups and downs of wanting to be more open and honest, but also struggling to be open and honest. And Ruby is gorgeous, and you know, she is more open and she's more like, come on, like going with the feelings, going with the flow. And Saoirse finds that really, really hard because she's going through a lot of things within her family. Her dad's getting remarried, her mum's not very well, so it's incredibly like heartbreaking, and Kira looks at so many sensitive topics, and she does it in such a beautiful, beautiful way, and really gives her characters such guidance and such support. So all the rom-com in it is lovely, but it's incredibly touching as well. And I think the same can be said. I just finished this one, and truly, truly like brilliant. Aideen has my heart. She captured my heart the whole entire way through this book, because she's tough. She's a tough cookie. She says it like it is, and she's hilarious. Honest to goodness, she's so funny. And being a teaching assistant, some of the like witty comments and the sarcastic comments she like threw at her teachers, I felt like I had to be standing up for teachers everywhere going, I can't believe she just said that. But at the same time, I was laughing so hard because she just didn't really fit in school and like get on with school. But again, she struggles because she's fixing everybody else's problems, and people are turning to her, which is really lovely. And she gets this kind of network of friends, but who get into all sorts of adventures and troubles, because once she does one person like helps one person fix their problem, then they owe her a favour. So it kind of like these people then get like drawn into like the next person's like problem, fixing their problem. So she ends up with this like beautiful group of friends who are all different and who are all unique and feisty, and it's just really
Another
really
book
nice.
I need to
It's
read.
just heartwarming, and she's wonderful. And then, but yeah, these two books as well, I absolutely feel like need to be movies. And I adore them. So.
Right, I'm nearly finished my half. I need to read all
Sorry,
these books.
I'm
So
talking
my
about
TBR
books.
pile is growing by the day, and it's so hard because we do a lot of reviews. A lot of the reviews for all of these books you can find on our blog, theblossomtwins.com. But it's funny because Lucy will read a book so that we can have a review, and we do them weekly. And then I'm like, right, I'm doing this review, but then we need to catch up on them because so many of these books sound amazing. Well, you've kind of done the flag by keeping it like that. Okay. I'm going to do some pink shimmer.
Yeah, tell us if you have any book recommendations or any books that you've been
I'd
loving.
love to share.
I've got a TBR pile at the moment. I'm waiting for Some Girls Do, One Last Stop. And I'm waiting for Jay's Gay Agenda from Jason Jr., who I adore because he's just fabulous.
It's got a lot of good reviews at the moment. And I'm waiting for No, Simon James Green's You're the One That I Want. Anything to me with a car on the front, anything related to like Greece or like the 50s kind of style, I'm just like, yes, please. I love that.
Oh, and I'm reading one, but it's in the other room. I might run and get it. Called Not Quite Out, by Louise. Oh, I'll have to go check. Hang on, let me just finish.
You can fit that on.
And I think that's yes, I shall. I'll figure it out.
You just got it.
And that's a gorgeous book because it's about a guy who, Will, who's struggling to come out as bisexual, and he finds it really, really hard to tell anybody. And he just makes my heart incredibly happy. He's just gorgeous, and he's beautiful, and it's very much that warm kind of all-encompassing love that he's going through at the moment with a guy called Dan. And I'm at that bit where I'm like, it's kind of the will they, won't they at this point, and will he be able to kind of be his true self? And speaking of that, I did just want to point out that obviously I know it's Pride and celebrating and being able to wave flags and things proudly, but I know it's not easy for everybody, and not everybody is out, and those people are still valid and important too. And that's something that I did just want to mention and say. And that if you want a label, if you don't want a label, if you're out, or if you, still haven't been able to tell people, you are still incredible, you are still wonderful, everybody is beautiful, and everybody's journey is unique to themselves, and it's your journey, and yeah, own it, because you are incredible, and you're awesome, and you're loved, and you're worth it.
Thought you needed to think a bit more about it when you just discover books, and I saw this online. It's The Accidental Diary of B.U.G. by Jen Carney, and I picked it up because I just love the way it's a diary, and this little girl, just her voice spoke to me right from the start, and it's just a story about her, and she happens to have two mums, and she happens to be adopted, so she talks about it. But I love, and especially for children and working in schools, I love the fact that the way she talks, it's just the norm. Like, this new girl comes to school and she's like, well, two mums can't get married, and so there's that little thing on the playground, but then Billy is just so, no, because you can have two mums, like it's a fact. Of course it is, because yes, I have two mums, and it's like so normal. And I think there's a part in here where the way she puts it for children is just like, thank you, well, that it's normal, love is love, we shouldn't need rules for love. So this one, for children, for a younger crowd, definitely recommend The Accidental Diary of B.U.G.
Well,
okay?
I tried.
See, I like my side, and then
a little bit, because I don't know if that looks like
I'll let you decorate it a little
bit.
bit.
I don't want to go overboard, because then
I
you
feel
won't be
like
able to
this
see
bit
it.
isn't full.
Oh.
Don't we need to do something there?
Is that the
I
side?
kind of like my side more. I love
Yes,
yours
I know,
for
but
what
I
it is.
wrote
But I was
it.
looking at you going, you weren't looking.
I'm not very good with
The measurements.
Planning ahead.
And planning ahead was not Lucy's forte then.
maths. Is not
Well, what
my
can we put
forte.
here then? Because I feel like
Oh,
it needs
hang on, well, you
something.
figure that bit out, make it colourful. I'm going to grab my book that I was talking about so I can...
Okay. Right, and then, so, but in a minute we're going to have to just leave this in a cool place and try and find a cool place to leave it and see what works. I don't know, I like sprinkles. Should we put some gold? Because we're all golden.
Sorry, welcome back to the camera.
Golden. I'll
Okay,
just- I'll
this was the
shake
book
it down
that I
the
was
middle.
talking about just then, Louise Willingham. And it's really, really cute. Can you
Oh
see
yeah,
it?
you just started reading that one and it
Well,
sounds
I've
good.
just started it. I very, very nearly finished it.
Okay,
It's
already.
gorgeous. So I highly recommend that
Okay,
one
I'm
too.
just going to make it colourful down the middle.
Down the middle to separate.
But
nice
then
and-
I feel like, because we've got these, we might as well just use it and have it like coming off the thing.
Oh, it looks really cute.
Okay, so we're going to do the finishing touches, let it cool, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like in the end.
Yeah.
Guys, it worked! Okay, here's our pride block. I'm not going to tilt it too much. No rainbow
gotta
block,
crack
should I
it.
say.
Rainbow bar.
And now we get to crack it and put it on this plate.
It should be like that SpongeBob when it's like
There you go.
2 hours later.
So Lucy wrote love at the bottom.
Can you see?
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about before when I hadn't measured or
Because she just went and put a giant LO in the...
in the middle and then had to
Big
try and
part
fit
of
that VME.
Okay, so hold on, I'll spin it round. You can do this. So we're going to crack it.
Oh my god, isn't
I'll do my bit.
Oh, I can crack it.
I don't want to ruin the love. There's my little bit.
Why
with
can't
the
I do
rainbow.
like just this bit and it can rest on top of it?
Okay.
That's a giant piece. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited it worked! That's what the majority of mine and Kelly's cooking is. So
That's
just winging it and then going, yay, it worked! Ooh,
This is a really simple recipe,
colourful.
guys. If you want to do it, or you just have your kids making your own, you could do the different flags, you could do different colours.
And I think, I assume Hobbycraft would have all the candy melts, because when we were in America and it was Michael's, we used to obviously buy all the candy melts and do different ones. So we've seen them that have the recipes that call for like all the different colours and candy melts.
Yes.
So maybe see if you can find that. Maybe check Hobbycraft.
And then just melt it, decorate it,
And you can
have
make it
some
even
fun.
more
swirly and whirly and colourful.
And you can do the different flags and you can have fun and experiment.
Yeah. Have a wonderful Pride, everybody.